Hello and welcome. This is DJ Nocturna and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, and share. I'm speaking to Matthew McIntosh and Beth Narducci, the Brooklyn, New York dark duo, alternative rock band, A Cloud of Ravens. Thank you guys.
Hi, Ann.
Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
It's always a pleasure to have you guys.
Thank you.
I love the name of your band, first of all. I just love how the play on words rather than saying a flock of ravens, you said a cloud of ravens, which is even like, I don't know, it brings like different vision, when you start envisioning the band, what it looks like. Tell us how you came up with that name.
Yeah, kind of in the same way you describe it. It just kind of while I was doing the original demos for what would end up being the band, that just kind of occurred to me. It just, like you say, rather than saying a flock of birds or a murmuration of crows, it just a cloud of ravens. It just kind of fit the vibe of the sound of the songs.
Yeah.
So,
and
I didn't really get it from anywhere specific. It was just kind of, every once in a while you get one of those Providence, you get one of those thoughts, and it just fits the moment.
And I really like your collaboration together because you guys work really well together. How did you guys connected and collaborated like as a duo?
Yeah, well, like I said, I had done the original couple songs just by myself, and it was some while later when Beth and I had met at a bar in Brooklyn, and we had so much in common, certainly musically and personally as well. But and then at some point, I don't know if it was that first time we met or soon after, and I said, well, I've actually got this bunch of songs, you should check it out. And she liked it, and
yeah,
she had played bass. And go ahead, Beth.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that, for me, I've been in the music industry for a long time, and so when someone says, "Oh, I have this project, you should hear it," you should hear my band. It's always like, I have a background in A&R, so I'm used to people sending me demos. So first things first, when he said what the band name was, I was like, okay, that's a really good name. But also there's quite a few people that know me as Raven. My nickname when I used to go to clubs and lived in New Orleans and in Chicago was Raven. And so I thought it's a really good name. There's going to be a handful of people that think it's funny that that's what we're called because of my nickname.
Like meant to be.
Yeah.
Meant to be,
Definitely.
right? Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
And then when I heard it, it was really good. And what really struck me was the lyrics. I mean, musically, it was right in sort of the wheelhouse of what we were discussing as sort of like an amalgamation of our favorite artists. And it really surprised me. I listened to a lot of music, a lot of demos, a lot of different bands are like, oh, check my stuff out. And it was great. I mean, it was just really great. The lyrics were really, really powerful. And, it was as discussed in terms of the direction that we were wanting to kind of come across. And so it was like, I just stepped into it, as something that was beginning to exist and was already great.
Yeah, as I've said before, it wasn't a band until Beth and I decided to do it together. It was just a bunch of songs, and then when we kind of made the decision to move forward as a unit, then that's when it became a band.
So it's almost like that Raven is kind of like the bird that kind of put everybody to put you two together. It's almost
Definitely.
like the bird of what do you call it? In Hawaii's Amakua, it's kind of like the bird of the
Destiny.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. You know how they have the phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you guys have this is you have your third album that you're gonna be releasing. It's called Lost Hymns, and I'm really looking forward to that. But before that, I know you had it was a couple of albums, right?
Yeah, so the first one I had done before I'd even met Beth,
Oh,
in the Wicked Hours, and then when we were when we really decided to to start moving forward together, we started writing the second album, Another Kind of Midnight, and that was right as the pandemic kind of set in, and we did it with Cleopatra as a one-off.
yeah, yeah. That's really great. I mean, you guys like I think the collaboration just I mean it showed from the very beginning that it's kind of a destiny kind of thing, just getting that record label and then being really successful with that album already. I mean,
It feels that way sometimes, yeah.
yeah, and I know you guys also work with several remixes. One from the legendary John Fryer, which is I really like that remix. How did you
Yeah.
guys collaborate with him?
I met him years ago. I used to be in the industrial scene, in Chicago and in and around sort of the Nine Inch Nails crew at one point.
Yeah.
And so I'd met him then. And so, yeah, and that's actually how Chris Vrenna also did a remix, the drummer from Nine Inch Nails. I
Yeah.
guess when we first started talking about it, I just felt like it would be so incredibly interesting to hear other people's interpretations of the songs. And so it just kind of like, snowballed from just like asking one artist to do it, which the first one we asked was Clan of Xymox, and they did an incredible remix.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, we just kept asking, we just kept talking to people, and people, everybody seemed interested, and it just got more interesting as they kind of evolved into becoming an EP, because there was just so many really cool and interesting versions coming back. So it ended up being, we just did an entire remix EP.
Yeah, I thought that was really great because it's nice to hear different interpretations of songs, and I thought that was a really good. I know you have Ego Likeness in there as well,
Yep.
and Actors
Yeah.
Mix, who's actually, Jason Colbert is part of this, this who mastered this album, right? Lost Hymns.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the. So how many songs are you planning on having on the Lost Hymns?
I think there's 11, Beth.
Oh, okay. Because um, so far there's 3 releases, right? I mean 2. The other one's hasn't not been released yet, right?
Yeah, the third
Right.
single comes out February 3rd, Requiem for the Sun, and with a video, and then I think the label's going to do one more single because it was pushed back. It was only originally supposed to be 3 singles, but because the release date was pushed back, they agreed to do one more single, which may be too much, but regardless, we're going to put it out.
So there's gonna be 4 singles, and then there's gonna be 11 tracks on the album when it comes out.
I think
Okay.
it's 11, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And of course, this is the 3rd album. It's called Lost Hymns. Is via Berlin-based Nexilis Records, which is a
Yep.
division of Schubert Music. And we're looking forward to that one. Wow, that's incredible. But
Yeah, we're excited about it.
yeah,
It's a newish label. There's only a couple of other acts that we admire on it, and so it was an honor to be, to do this
yeah,
one with them.
I know. Yeah, it totally is.
No Other Syndicate and
And Come
Then
Silence.
Comes Silence are both on the label, or obviously excellent bands.
And Lisa Gerard also did a collaboration there on that label as well.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I really like the title of some of your songs. I know you really specifically picked them. I can tell. The Blackest Mantra for one. It's a great title.
Oh, thank you.
And the Requiem for the Sun, which is the latest one you're going to be releasing in February. So tell us a little
Yes.
bit about the when you write the music. Was there something that is it personal, or is it more like
Maybe, like lyrically?
yeah.
There is bits of a personal perspective, I think, in the lyrics, but I think with this album, probably more than the last two, it's more trying to think outside of ourselves and try to like look at the whole. And it's less I and more we. Even if you look at the lyric sheet, it's I I really tried to make the topics kind of global, and all inclusive, rather than, something like achingly personal. It's more like considering any listener, you know.
Yeah. So are you guys happy with this album? The lost is it your favorite album so far? I mean, are you guys
Beth?
I mean, yeah, it is for me. I think maybe because it was more of a truer collaboration in terms of like stuff happening musically and just you know it was a lot of shared input and conversation behind all of the mixes and all of which songs would make the album and the I guess the A&R process, so to speak, was really just exciting for me. And also a couple of the songs are songs that Matt had written a long time ago, and it was very cool to it how they fit in and how it all works together, but it's all some from totally different time periods. So
Hmm.
what would you say, Matt? Is it your
Yeah,
favorite?
that's absolutely true. I mean, there's at least, I think, 3 songs on the album that I wrote probably almost 15 years ago that, when I wrote them, the original versions, you wouldn't think it would work with what we're doing here now, but they did. And thanks to Beth, it was, I would send a demo and be like, "You think this could work?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, definitely," or "No, definitely not." But in the case of the songs that we used on the album, I think specifically "Parable," which is going to be the next single after "Requiem for the Sun." I know I think I wrote that in 2004 or something like that. So that it still has life now,
yeah,
is
and
I
and
think a
Beth
testament.
and Beth puts a different spin to it too, right? Like a whole brand new like rebirth of the song.
Absolutely, yeah. It's
What's
I mean, lyrically, I think I changed 90% of it, but the structure of it, as far as the arrangement, was very true to the original version.
it's just
Good.
it's been cool to watch. I mean, to watch whatever, to be part of you know it truly like defining the sound essentially. And it's sort of like we would ask the question, is this an A Cloud of Ravens song? And then many things would be, because I think we've kind of developed the sound that we've been trying to get to, and so it all starts to work together once you kind of figure that out. And so it was very
Yeah,
cool to see those older songs fit in and feel like the sound that we were going for.
yeah, and I think that's and earlier you asked if this was, if this is the best A Cloud of Ravens record. I don't know if it's the best, but uh it's certainly the one where when I listen to it, I say to myself, this is what I've been hearing. This
Mm.
is what I've been hearing for a long time, and it's translated, to an audible format, the
Mhm.
way that I hear it in my head, and of course with Beth, because she's got such an amazing ear. She's got she plays such a big part in making that happen well, making it happen at all, but certainly making it happen well.
Yeah, I mean, I always believe that in collaboration, when two people are meant to like do something together, it just flows, and that's exactly what it
Absolutely,
is, right? Yeah.
absolutely.
Because when it's one person, it's different. I mean, it changes the vibe really. But if two people are together and they're collaborating, you just feel it, and that's what you're talking about, right? You just feel it's right.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, it was, before we decided to do the band together, it was just a bunch of goth songs, and it's, not that it's a million miles from where it started, but it's certainly, you know, it's certainly evolved in a way that it would not have if Beth and I hadn't decided to do it together and use both our creative energy, like there's a lot of like much more dancier tracks on this album, for instance.
Oh, okay.
And
Wow, that's great.
yeah. And while that is something that I always wanted to explore, Beth from her industrial background, I think really kind
Yeah,
of,
no, that's great. That's good for the dance club and the
yeah,
DJs like
for
me.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So this album was mastered by Jason Colbert from Actors. How did you guys collaborate on that?
I originally emailed Jason about doing a remix, and so he did a remix on the last album. And then I'd heard that he was doing analog mastering, and I just I just felt like it would work. We discussed it, and we sent him, I think he did one song just to sort of showcase what he does. Doesn't that sound right, Matt?
Yeah.
And then we just were like, yeah, let's do this album. Like we'll have you master the whole album.
And you guys are going to be on tour coming up. I know there's a tour date here with Clan of Xymox and Curse Mackey. Starting, is it May?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
May
it's May
31st.
Yeah,
May
that's exciting.
31st to June something.
And I hope I can go to one of them.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, there's I usually go to
Yes,
the
sir.
closest to me because I'm in Hawaii. So I usually rest up if I'm going somewhere else. But you're going San Antonio, all the way to LA and San Francisco and a little Seattle there, and that's wonderful. And that's all
Yep.
confirmed, right?
It's confirmed, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
It
And
was
of course,
supposed to happen in November, but it got pushed back because Xymox had some problems with their visas.
yeah. And so far this album, you got two singles that came out: The Blackest Mantra and Nature of Artifice, and then The Requiem for the Sun is coming out on February 3rd, so people can look out for that. Excited for that one. It's a great song. And the album Lost Hymns. So how did you come up with that wonderful? I love the title of I totally love the titles of all the stuff you guys been doing.
Oh, thank you.
It's so like, what do you call it? I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it I like it. I completely, I love kind of hymns, like song, like it kind of, I don't know. I think it's my Sagittarius in me.
Yeah, we speaking of Requiem for the Sun, it was only after that song we didn't really have a proper working title for the album. And then after, I remember when I did the initial demo for the song, I was really excited about it, and I sent it to Beth, and she really liked it. And it was, like I said earlier, it was one of those moments. Excuse me. It's one of those moments where I was like, this is the sound. This is the sound I've been hearing, and we finally got it. We finally got it here. And it was only after finishing the vocals for that song, which has like a big, it's like 3-part harmony in a lot of it, and it reminded me a lot. And it's not a religious song at all. It's not about religion or anything like that, except whatever you believe personally. But it reminded me of songs I sang in church choir as a kid.
Yeah.
Just the quality of it has a kind of a hymnal quality to it, and it wasn't meant to sound that way. Like we didn't go into it, well, let's make this sound like an old hymn. It just kind of, it came out that way. And then that's when we decided Lost Hymns would be a good title for the album.
It's a great title. And are you guys gonna do a remix album this one? I know it's kind of too early to say, but
we probably won't do a whole EP, but definitely having conversations about remixes.
Yeah, it's great, right? It's always good. I
It's
like
fun.
that.
It's a lot of fun to see what different artists do with your songs, especially when they just reimagine the entire thing as something else completely. It's really cool.
And I know you guys have if people want to pre-order this album, it's available to pre-order now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it on Amazon as well. And
Yeah, I think,
what would be the best way for people to pre-order the album? The link.
Yeah, there's a
go ahead, Beth.
pre-order link, and then I think you can pre-order on Bandcamp. Should be a link
Not
in our
yet.
bio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't set the pre-order yet for the album on Bandcamp, but
Okay.
it can be ordered. There's vinyl now on pre-order, and the CD, and I think even digitally there's pre-orders on the Orchard link, Beth. I think that Garo
Yeah.
had given us. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think
on we post the link on all our our videos and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
on YouTube.
I love the symbol, the little logo you have. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, the praying hands. Thank you.
Okay, well, big shout out to Shameless Promotion PR.
Yeah.
And you guys, big shout out to you guys. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to the album release when it comes out in I know down a few months from now, right?
Yep.
You don't have a set date yet, but soon.
April, sometime in April. Hopefully the earlier the better.
we will shout it from the rooftops once we have it.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to the other songs that's going to be in there in the remix album coming up. And congratulations, and I hope I can catch your tour with Clan of Xymox and Curse Mackey. And if people want to check that out, they can as well. So, A Cloud of Ravens, thank you so much, Beth.
you
and
so
Matt.
Thank you, Ann.
Yeah, then
It's a lot of-
and again, you can find their music on Bandcamp, and I'll be playing some of their tunes as well when I play this interview. But if you're listening and watching on my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you guys. Have fun in
much.
Florida, beautiful Florida. Look at the background. I'm sure many people will get jealous when they see that. People love this. Loving dark music. Do you guys for me, I love dark music, but I also love sunshine and being on seeing the sunsets and everything. And I take pictures of it all the time. And because I do love it, I don't like sitting under the sun, but I do love seeing the sun rise and go down. Do you guys like that too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Absolutely.
I love a sunset. I'm
I
probably gonna
live
go
close-
swim here shortly.
I guess there's a misconception with people that don't really know. They don't understand. They go, "Oh, you guys are dark. You guys just like the darkness. You guys don't like the sun." That's not true.
No, not true at all. You need the sun to live, for God's sake, You
I know we
gotta-
can have both, right? And by the way,
I like all of it.
I like that song that the Queen of Swords you guys did. The
Oh
Queen-
yeah, Queen of Swords.
Yeah, you guys like the tarot deck?
That's it. Yeah, I'm way into tarot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too. That's why the name of my show is the Queen of Wands, because I'm a Sagittarius. Well, what are your sun signs?
Beth,
Can't.
Cancer. Oh, okay.
I'm Capricorn.
Oh, okay. The earth. Yeah, the earth and the okay, great. That's a great combination, earth and water.
I think so,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, you totally mix. Yeah, totally. All right.
Thank you so much. This has been great.
Now, thank you. It was a pleasure to talk to you both, and congratulations on your album. Looking forward to it, and we'll play some more songs and all that.
Thanks for supporting us and keeping in touch over all this time we've been in touch.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, we were just right timing, perfect timing. Thank you.
Good.
And you guys enjoy your
Thank
vacation. Let me turn this off. One moment.
Okay.